Bless us, O Lord, for these gifts that we are about to receive. And yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of no food, I will fear no hunger. We want you to give us this day our daily bread, and to the republic for which it stands, and by the power vested in me, I pronounce us ready to eat. Amen.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Sister Mary Clarence.
Thank you. I was channeling Whoopi.
That was a lot better than the quote I wanted to do to open this, which is when the cop says, "We have a leak. Book 'em, boys." why is that my favorite quote in this movie? Does that mean I have bad taste or something?
That's like a quote that could have come from like any movie too, like ever.
That's why I love it. He grabs him by the collar and he's like, "We found the leak. Book 'em, boys." And it's every single like cop movie that's ever been made ever has said those lines.
And this is a movie about singing nuns.
Okay, this is so much more than that.
Okay, you're right.
It's a mob crime drama first off, and then you've got musical element. It's a musical, and then you've got Catholicism, friendship.
Yep.
The Pope.
Can't forget about him.
High speed helicopter chase.
Nuns in the casino. What more could you want? I think that's why I like this movie so much, is because it's literally got everything you could ever want in a movie.
It's every genre. It's every genre of movie. There are laughs, there are tears, there's action.
Mm-hmm.
I could not ask this movie for any more than it's giving me.
Mm-hmm. And that's why we chose it this week.
Yeah, so this is our second week of Fuck It November, where we're just doing whatever the fuck we want. And I think this is the perfect choice for that. And that's the 1992 cinematic classic Sister Act.
It's a masterpiece, really. I think this is like my number 3 on Letterboxd or something like that.
Really? There's no way that's true, because I saw today you only have it at 4 stars.
Well, I try to be like pretty fair with my rankings or my ratings of it.
So
but it's still like
okay.
It's still like in my top like 4.
That's like, I understand, like, I would give National Treasure, like, a 3 out of 10, but it's, like, my favorite movie.
We always come back to National Treasure. Maybe we should do that this month.
I don't know if we're ready to open that box of emotions stirring within me. I don't know if the listeners are ready to hear me be as unhinged as I've ever sounded.
That's really intimate. That's really intimate for you.
It's like... There's like a little bubble of movies that I'm really scared to talk about on this podcast because I'm afraid people are gonna realize that I'm fucking crazy. It's like National Treasure, Brokeback Mountain.
Oh yeah, we couldn't do Brokeback Mountain for Pride Month because Dara was too nervous about it.
That's why the whole doing all women-loving women movies was based off of me not wanting to talk about the greatest film ever made, because I was afraid I was just gonna get too emotional to the public. I can't be vulnerable like that. But I can be vulnerable about Sister Act. This is a movie I feel comfortable being vulnerable about, because this is if this isn't one of your comfort movies, like, I'm sorry, but you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
But so, 1992, my favorite thing about this movie is that Whoopi had fucking won an Oscar for Ghost in 1990. Whoopi is fully an Oscar winner at this point. And she's like,
fresh off the press.
Yes, I will do the nun. Yes, I will do the nun comedy. And yes, I will slay the house down. Like, I think one of my favorite things about her is, like, she's not too good for anything, you know?
No, I love it. It's like, Whoopi is very much, one of those people that's just magnetic. And I think one of the things about her that makes her that way is because she'll do whatever the fuck she wants. And I love it.
Yeah.
And she can do no wrong. Yeah, right? She can do no wrong.
But so, I guess if you haven't seen Sister Act, like, what the fuck have you never turned on, like, a public television station in your life? But if you haven't seen Sister Act, go watch Sister Act. It's like a tight hour 40. It's on Disney Plus. It's on Disney Plus because it's produced by Disney. So if you have Disney Plus, Sister Act 1 and 2. I feel like, why do I associate this movie with Thanksgiving? I feel like coming home around, I mean, not that I haven't lived with my parents like the past several many years, but like coming home from college and like being with your high school friends or like your mom or something and like watching Sister Act around the holidays, is that a universal experience?
That might just, I think,
why do I associate?
I think that might just be a you thing, but also I can see because like it is such a comfort movie, and I think that goes for both of us. So.
And I feel like you can just like put it, I don't know, you're like with a group of people, it's like a movie you can put on that it's universally like beloved.
I don't know where this is.
Really?
I just don't know where Sister Act stands, like in terms of, I don't know, pop culture, I guess. Its relevance today, if people like really like watch it
and know it, they fucking better.
I know I watch it like every 6 months.
Yeah, especially now with the Disney Plus hookup.
Yeah,
it's like it's always there, and like in my recently watched, and I'm like, we can
exactly.
do another round.
And then you can just watch the second one too if you're not feeling the first one.
I've actually, embarrassingly, I will admit I've never seen the second one, and I really have no desire to.
Why?
I know the premise. She goes to the school and she saves the school, and I think I've maybe caught glimpses of it on public access TV or whatever. Like I've probably seen like 20% of it here and there, but I've never sat through the whole thing. Why would I watch Sister Act 2 when I could just watch Sister Act?
I mean, I get it
2 times in a row.
I get it, but Lauryn Hill's in it.
Okay, maybe Henry and I will have to watch Sister Act 2. That'll be a big selling point for him. Him and I are both on a big Lauryn Hill kick right now, actually. Mm-hmm. So maybe that will be a convincing point for him to watch Sister Act 2 with me.
It's one of those things. I understand why you wouldn't, like you said, because Sister Act 1 is already there and just the perfect movie right in front of you. But yeah, I'd say it's definitely not perfect. But it holds its own.
Okay.
Also, you get that
with
iconic
shining review.
Yeah.
What iconic?
You get that iconic picture with Whoopi like in the habit with those big circle glasses. Classic.
Yeah. I do know that one from memes. Yeah, maybe I'll go watch. Maybe you've convinced me. Yeah. You've swayed me.
All right.
But so Sister Act, to do like the world's fastest recap, that's probably going to take 45 minutes.
We're getting good at this. I have faith.
Whoopi. Okay, ready? This is going to be so
ready?
fast.
3, 2, 1, action.
Dolores Van Cartier is a lounge singer in Reno at a casino, and she's dating Harvey Keitel, who's some sort of mob boss figure, but she doesn't really know that. Also, he's married, and she's like his side hoe. And then she's like, you need to leave your wife. And he's like, no. And then he gives her a coat, and he's like, I'm sorry, but it turns out it's his wife's coat. And then she goes to return it, and then she witnesses him doing gang shit, and he kills somebody. And so she's like, oh my god, I am so chill with this and being so relaxed. And they're like, no, you are not. And so then he's like, to his goons, he's like, go get her. And so then she runs through the casino. And then she's like, ah! And then she goes to the police, and they're like, don't worry, we're going to help you out. But, like, the trial is going to be in 6 months, so you need to go into hiding. Witness protection. Where do they put her? A nunnery. What do you call it?
Convent.
A convent?
Yeah.
A convent. So they put her in the convent, and she's like, I don't want to fucking be here. And they're like, well, it's either that or, like, Harvey Keitel's literally going to murder you. And so then she is there with the nuns, and it turns out they're all bad at singing. And she says, wow, that's one thing that I am good at. And so she teaches them how to sing, and they all become best friends. It's a little bit gay. There's a lot of friendship. Maggie Smith is the head nun, and we've got a nice, gaggle of nuns. Is that the correct terminology?
That's how I refer to them.
They get up to some mischief, some hijinks, and it turns out that their good singing makes everyone want to be Catholic. And so then the Pope says, I heard you've been singing Motown. I'm gonna come to you. And so then the Pope comes to the church, but then that's bringing too much attention, and then Harvey Keitel is like, oh my god, I know where Whoopi is, we're gonna kill her. And then it turns out the police, and then the nuns, and then the gang, and they're all running around, and who's gonna get to Whoopi first? And then it turns out that the nuns save the day, Whoopi's fine. There was a leak in the police department, but FBI agent Eddie Souther, he's got this shit on lock, and Whoopi performs for the Pope. It's really great. Everyone's best friends, the end.
That was really good. I think that was I think I say this every week, but I think that was your best yet.
Thank you. I didn't even have notes. That was all
off the cuff.
All
right.
I feel like that's, when you've seen this movie like 100 times,
That's true.
I don't know.
That's very true.
I didn't even talk about, they eat ice cream. They go to a bar.
Mm-hmm.
They fix up the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. They learn how to harmonize. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I want to start out with kind of like the pivotal key point of this movie is Whoopi in that coat, right? She goes upstairs she goes upstairs to return this kind of, like, it's kind of gorgeous, like, purple mink coat.
The purple,
yes.
Yeah, the purple mink. Okay,
wait, my question for you.
Continue, because the coat she's in.
Also gorgeous.
Also, she's here, like, talking, they're all like, oh, her and her backup singers are like, this is the most beautiful coat we've ever seen. Meanwhile, she's wearing basically an equally expensive looking fur coat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, girl, why are you falling over? You have the bills.
It's not purple.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I would kill a man for that coat.
I was gonna ask, that was my big question. Do you keep, because she has this big dilemma, pretty much. And she's like, do I keep the coat? It's a great coat. Or do I give it back because it was his wife's coat? Do you keep the coat?
You keep the coat, and then you don't talk to Harvey Keitel again.
Yeah, just leave with it.
You
right?
ghost him.
Exactly.
Because she's already talking about leaving, right? She's like, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. She's like, this singing business is not going anywhere. She's like, my interpersonal relationships are a mess. I'm getting out of here. And then he gives her this coat. You fucking take the coat, and then you move.
Yeah.
To God knows wherever you want. Leave. You're already planning on leaving.
Yeah.
Take the coat and go.
No, she was gonna return it. That was her whole bit. And then you gotta go into witness protection.
That's what you get for doing the right thing. Do the wrong thing. It's like keeping your ex's stuff or whatever. Like, don't be the bigger person.
No,
don't give it back. Keep it, burn it, do whatever the fuck you
want. Those sweatpants are comfortable, and you know it.
Even though there's a lot of memories tied up in them, they're very comfortable. But I thought you were gonna ask me if I would fuck Harvey Keitel for that coat, and the answer to that is also yes.
It's a great coat.
That's the biggest plot twist to me in this movie, and it's like a jump scare. I know it's coming, but I'm like, why is Whoopi's mob boyfriend played by Harvey Keitel? Like, who the fuck casted this movie? And what were they on? And I wish I was there.
To stop it or to encourage it?
Neither, just to witness it. Like, who was like, Whoopi, okay, we've got Whoopi. Who's gonna... Harvey? Harvey's on the up and up. He could really play a mob guy. I just don't know. I guess in what universe, it's the Sister Act universe in which Harvey Keitel ever has a shot with Whoopi.
Do you think he just threw his hat into the ring? You know what I mean? He heard about the movie and he's like, hey, I want to do that.
I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of talk about it because originally it was going to be Bette Midler. And she was, like, way more famous than... I mean, Whoopi Goldberg was a full-on Oscar winner. But it was Bette Midler, so it was, like, that was the reason. Then she was like, no, but she's a producer, but she didn't do it. But that's how they got... I think that's how they got a lot of, like, funding and stuff for it.
Yeah, because its budget was, like, $31 million or something like that.
Yeah, which is not a ton, but is a lot, considering it was, like, 1992, and it was, like, basically, like, a straight-to-DVD movie.
For a silly little nun movie. But it made, I don't know that it was straight to DVD, because it made $231 million in the fucking box office.
Yeah, I didn't mean straight to DVD.
No, I know what you mean.
It wasn't...
It's not like a box office hit.
But it was. Yeah, but it was. But it literally was. And that's why the second movie came out literally the next year. Like, the turnaround, they're like, okay, we're doing a second one. Do you know about the third one?
No.
It's the same thing like Beetlejuice, like literally every movie ever
in production kind of thing
has a TBA. Yeah, like a to be announced Sister Act 3. But if you look, basically anybody who's casted in this movie on their IMDb says like TBA Sister Act 3. So
interesting. Anyone good?
All the same people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Word.
All the same nuns, except for the ones who are dead.
Yeah. R.I.P.
But I think that this movie starts off on such a good note with that. Like musical medley number of like so Whoopi in this fucking amazing like Donna Summer-esque like hairdo fabulous costume, and she's like a lounge singer.
Don't get me started.
Looking glam. That is the definition of glamour. Is Whoopi Goldberg in the beginning of Sister Act, and her and her little backup singers. They've got the little moves that they're doing, and they sound so good. And then Whoopi's like, I'm over this shit, and so she like triples the tempo, and they're rushing through it because you realize no one's paying attention. But I'm like, Whoopi, I would be throwing $100 bills at your feet.
I'd be on my knees. I'd be on my knees sobbing.
My favorite thing about Whoopi Goldberg is that she has no eyebrows. Well, that's not my favorite thing about her, but that's one of my favorite things about her.
Where did this come from?
Because I was thinking about how gorgeous she looks in that outfit. And I just love that she has no eyebrows.
Yeah.
And that she's still just stunning and amazing. Here's my thing,
is I didn't even realize she had no eyebrows until you just said it.
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg fully has no eyebrows.
I love that.
She shaved them off when she was pretty young because she's like, I don't want to have any hair on my face. And then when they started growing back, she was like, these are itchy. So she just like, she just doesn't have them anymore.
I love her. Oh my god, fucking trendsetter now with everyone shaving off their eyebrows.
Right?
Whoopi did it first.
Whoopi Ben knew.
Oh god, I fucking love her.
But I love the way they style her in the beginning of this movie because like you get the whole like it's just very jarring from her and these like gold and purple metallic like just insane like 1970s inspired like beautiful costumes and they're like, yeah, you're a nun now. Like
the whole 180 is just outstanding.
Get in the habit. Also, I love how fast she 180s because she's there for nary a month. And then fucking the FBI guy's like, okay, we're ready to take you back. And she's like, these are my girls. These are my homegirls and the Pope is coming. And I cannot abandon them in this time of need. She's like, they will fail without me. Sister Mary Roberts will never be able to belt those notes if I'm not there to lovingly gaze at her while she does so.
Oh my god. Can we talk about
am I the only one? I was gonna say, am I the only one witnessing this sexual tension between Whoopi Goldberg and Sister Mary Roberts?
Sister Mary Roberts, like... No, you're not the only one. You're not at all the only one.
When she like comes into her room and she's like, here's the alarm clock that my brother bought me. Yeah, I thought it would help you out. I'm like, they're gonna fuck.
She like practically like winks at her, you know what I mean?
She's like trembling with excitement. She's quaking.
She's like,
I've never met a cool nun before. She's like, I want to be a cool nun like you.
She's like that girl that's like, it's like before you like realize you're gay and everything like that, and you're like, do I want to be their best friend or do I want to like fuck them? Like, you know what I mean? Oh my god! Wow,
I've never met such an interesting nun before. Like, nah, girl, that's a little more than that. That's Whoopi Goldberg. Like.
Yeah, no. I do love her character though. She's dynamic. I'll say that.
Sister Mary Roberts?
Yes.
All of them are so dynamic because she from a very on paper standpoint is probably the most boring character in this movie.
Very annoying, right?
Yet she serves.
I cannot tell. Every time I watch this fucking movie, I swear to God, when they have their first like big musical number where Whoopi's leading the choir, I don't know what song it is exactly.
I will follow him wherever he may go. Is that the one they sing for the Pope? No, that's what they sing when the church where they're getting down.
Yeah, I don't know, the first one, whatever. When Whoopi flips the script,
when she's riffing,
when she comes out. And she just has her whole moment. She has not sang this loud in her entire life. And she is just glowing. I swear to God, every hair on my fucking body stands on end. I'm not lying.
It makes me crack up because it's just so obvious that it's a dub of somebody else singing. Because it doesn't even like remotely sound like her voice, like when she speaks. It's just so funny. It just really takes me out of it that I'm just like, oh, so you got like a professional like Motown singer to like belt these notes and you're like, we're just gonna superimpose it on this skinny little quiet bitch.
Yeah, no. But like she's having her, that's my thing, is she's having her moment, she's feeling powerful, she's great, and then there's that scene, it's like, it's pretty much when Whoopi gets not abducted, kidnapped by
when the hostage crisis. Yeah.
Whoopi gets kidnapped by what is it, her ex-boyfriend's like mobster guys or whatever, and then they pick up Sister Mary Roberts as well or whatever, and she's just shaking and crying in the car like a small dog or whatever, and I'm just
Whoopi pushes her out.
I'm sitting there and I was just like, you know what I want to bundle her up in a nice weighted blanket after this give her some hot tea and put on some baby stimulation videos for her to watch. Just because I feel like she needs it.
Baby Shark on a 27-hour loop for Sister Mary Roberts.
It's gotta be those ones of like, it's like fruit dancing, you know what I mean? I'm outing myself for having watched baby simulation videos.
Okay, so that scene is like obviously like the peak of like the action sequence basically. And so you get the brilliant moment of Whoopi being like, she like leans in and she's like, don't you fucking worry, I got this shit, just do what I say. That she pushes her out of a moving vehicle.
Listen, she drops and rolls like it's nothing. She looked like she did this before.
She was ready. That stunt double was ready. But my favorite part about that is that, okay, why am I obsessed with Agent Eddie Souther? I don't know. There's just something about this man that is just all cops are bastards, but except Agent Eddie Souther because he's doing the most.
He does come to church.
No,
he comes to church. He watches the performance. I'll give it to him.
And he found the leak.
Yeah.
He found the leak with his expert detective skills.
He found the leak right after the important information got leaked. So I don't know. I can't give him too much credit there. But I'll give it to him. He found the leak.
But basically, Whoopi is like, I'm gonna go pee. But instead of peeing, she's like, decides to run away from the cops because that's how bad she wants to continue being a nun. And so she gets maybe a 2-minute head start on him, in which time she then gets hostaged.
Yeah.
Hostaged.
Kidnapped. Kidnapped is the word you're looking for.
Okay. So she gets kidnapped, and then with her and Sister Mary Roberts, and then they fully are driving, and then he realizes. So again, they're in a car that's moving. He realizes it, and he starts running. And then by the time she pushes Sister Mary Roberts out on the curb,
he's there.
He's caught up to them. This man he's the fastest man alive.
Yeah,
he ran probably.
Dude, he Forrest Gumped it.
He Usain bolted that shit because he got from the convent like 9 blocks up the road to where they were in a matter of seconds.
He ran the 2-mile in college.
That's how he passed the physical fitness exam to become a FBI agent. I know you have to do that.
Here's my thing, and I know you've got a thing for what's his name, Agent Eddie Souther.
Eddie Souther. He's the star. Other than Whoopi, he's the star of this show.
I get it, and I understand, but at the same time, if I had to choose between cops keeping me safe and a gaggle of nuns, no chance. Fucking no contest. I'm going with the nuns.
No, I'm not obsessed with him because he's good at his job, because that's debatable.
Yeah.
It's the mustache. it's his physical presence that he brings.
He looks like a brick. He looks like a fucking brick.
I love it. I'm obsessed. And I just like the way he interacts with Whoopi. He's a no-nonsense. He's like, this is how it's gonna be. And she's giving him sass. And he's like, you're literally gonna get fucking murdered if you don't listen to me. And I'm like, yeah, Whoopi, I get that this is not great, but you do have to put things into a little bit of perspective. Mm-hmm. She's real peeved at the beginning about having to be a nun, and I'm like, girl, if you go out on the street right now, it's over for you.
I don't know. I feel like if I got put into that situation, I wouldn't be that mad about being a nun. Like, I was sitting there watching this, and I was like, could I, if I had to, be a nun? And it totally, yeah. You know what I wouldn't have to do? Think.
You know what I'd get to do? Crafts with Kathy Najimy. Make a little beaded necklaces.
All this.
Why are they doing that?
They're rosaries. They're making rosary beads.
Oh.
yeah. You can tell who on this podcast went to church as a child and who didn't.
Okay, just because you're confirmed in the eyes of the Lord and I am not, does not mean I was not forced to go to CCD, same as you.
That's fair. You came to church with me once when we were small.
It was hilarious. We were probably sophomores in high school, and we went, for some reason, your family was like, we're going to church. And I was like, okay.
Yeah,
we all went to church together. And for something made your mom start laughing. And for some reason, like, your mom, like caught wind of something, just like the gaggle of giggles. And then all of a sudden, all of us were like choking back laughter. And then afterwards, she's like, I'm so mad at you guys because you were also laughing and it kept making me laugh. And we were in church together. And I was like, I haven't had that much fun in church in a long time.
Oh my god, it was so funny. I remember the exact fucking Dude, something about church is just funny, and I think that's what makes this movie so funny too.
Right? I will follow him wherever he may go. I love Whoopi's like, we're taking the classics, we're taking the hits, and we're making them godly. Mm-hmm. Easy as that. All it is a little turn of a phrase,
for real.
And suddenly it is about our Lord and Savior.
Like, it was nothing. She's a poet. She's a real poet.
Like she was meant to do this.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
This was, she never had, like, a nun calling, but this is her calling.
Will Schuester, who? Whoopi, this gaggle of nuns could have beat the Glee Club at whatever competition they go to.
Regionals?
Sectionals?
Yeah, something like that.
Regionals? Yeah, these nuns would have showed up and what was the other one on Glee that
the Warblers,
the rival school? No, the rival school, one that Jesse St. James is from. Why do I want to say the words dynamic motion?
No, it's something like that. It's something like that. It's not that, but it's something like that. Vocal adrenaline.
Vocal adrenaline. I was really close. Dynamic motion, vocal adrenaline. It's really. Yeah, these nuns could have. Jesse St. James, who, I'm sorry, it's Sister Mary Roberts with the solo for me.
Oh my god. No, it was Sister Mary Patrick coming in with those fucking high notes. Dude.
I love the best scene is when Whoopi, like, I do think this is a really accurate representation of how you don't have to be a good singer to collectively make people sound good at singing, you know what I mean? Because it was like, everybody sounds like shit, but then she's like, no, if everyone just stands in the right place and sings the right note that's like according to it's gonna sound like passable.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I always felt when we were in high school, when they sounded like absolute dog shit. I'm like, it's not hard for a group of not tone deaf people to not sound like shit garbage, you know?
It's doable.
Anyone can sing if you just like do the thing.
If you listen.
I don't
know. Maybe that's just me.
Maybe we're biased.
Yeah.
Clearly, the numerous times I've sung on this podcast, not by the choice of our listeners, have proved that clearly I'm no Mariah Carey, but I could be. So my favorite song, definitely in this movie, is the one where it's their big debut as the nun choir, and every nun gets her moment. Every nun gets her like little, even like the old ones who we don't even ever see them again. They just get like a one line of like. And none of them are phenomenal, and some of it's just like very like 3-note speak sing-songy. But no, they are killing it. They are slaying it, and I love it, and I'm here for it.
You can see them.
I love the piano player too. Oh. The piano player who's like having a stroke, but like living her best life.
Don't get me started on Sister Alma. All right, she makes me want to absolutely cry throughout this entire movie. Like. I know we play Fuck, Marry, Kill at the end of this. I just want to hang out with her. I just want to sit there, have her. She can practice her little piano. I just want to flip her pages. I want to hang out with her. She's got her little hearing aid in. She's just so happy to be there. Ugh, makes my heart just melt. I'm having a moment.
You're tearing up. I was gonna say, like, I feel like Fuck, Marry, Kill, but then I want to like tack on. Because there are other things about people that are just beyond that. Yeah, like get a beer with. Right. Like fuck, marry, kill, go to the bar.
Yeah, right.
Cuddle. Like there's like we need to add like 90 different renditions because they're just certain. Yeah, flip her pages while she plays the piano. That in and of itself is a feeling. Yeah. That is an emotion.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just in awe of her. But the one I would go to the bar and get a beer with is definitely, I don't know her name, but the one that was leading the choir before Whoopi got there. Love her.
Oh, the pissed one.
Love her.
The one who's fucking pissed. Is she also the one who was like, when I was a nun, we didn't wear shoes and we had to eat dirt? Was that her? That's the way it was supposed to be. I think she said it in Canada. She's like, nuns in Canada.
Yeah.
She's like, we don't have heat. She's like, we ate the snow.
We dug holes and shit in them.
Yeah, I like her a lot. Cause she ends up, she's in like the ice cream eating scene too, right? She kind of joins their little inner circle.
Yeah, exactly. No, I fuck with her.
I like that she's like, oh, clearly Maggie Smith brought in a ringer to take me out. Like she's paranoid. She's like, I've seen this coming.
Like, what happened at the convent in Canada that she's just so riled up?
Right, Sister Act 3? No. Where's my prequel? Wait, but I want it to be like an A24, like kind of like the Witch movie where it's like really sinister and haunting and like something's gonna go down at the convent and like that's why she's gonna have to leave and go to San Francisco.
There's a murder plot happening.
Get Ari Aster on the line. Where's my psychological nun?
Who would play her? We have to cast her.
Who's like? Why do I want it to be the Haim sister? Is that how you say their last name? Who's about to be in Licorice Pizza? God. I want it to be her because she's kind of like nunly looking.
Yeah,
and she could play like a Canadian nun who's gonna like stir the pot or something.
Oh my god! Yes.
All right, so we are here with Jen, as always. Interim chocolate or vanilla segmentation. Is that the right word? I've been making up words on today. I don't really know. Chocolate or vanilla is a game we play on the podcast, hosted by my lovely mother, Jennifer. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys?
Outstanding.
Swell. You're having a good week?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm having a week. Yeah, I'm existing.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your week been like?
6.33.
Yeah.
I'm at 6.66. I'm at 2/3.
Yeah.
Two thirds of the way. No, nothing satanic. Jen, we're talking about Sister Act. We can't go against the Holy Lord here on this day.
I didn't say the satanic thing. Did I make this satanic face?
I said 666 and you went,
No.
Pull out the holy water. You bless me through FaceTime.
Change the wine to water into wine.
So chocolate or vanilla, it's a game that you invented. Very simple rules. You say two things, we say which one we like better. It's really easy to play, and also it's a really easy way to assert your opinions really aggressively. So I love it.
Because Dara has to be right.
It's like there's a difference between opinion and fact, and all of my opinions are fact. So so is there a theme this week?
There is a theme. So first I have to tell you guys that I had a real life chocolate or vanilla experience this week. Yeah.
That's just called making a choice. That's called making a decision.
Well, no, literally, listen, literally chocolate or vanilla. So at work, we do this thing, I'm sure every work does it, where you get the cake for the person after you on the birthday list. You know what I mean? So who's ever is up for a cake gets a cake. So it was my friend Julie's birthday, and the cake was one of those store-bought, literally half chocolate, half vanilla cakes, right? So I was, it was my late day, so I was the last one to get out the cake, and there were two pieces left, a chocolate piece and a vanilla piece. And and every time we have done this, I've said chocolate. I took the vanilla piece.
This is the biggest win for me.
Do you want to know what, though, Jen? Is first off, art imitates life, and that's the example right there. But second off, I fully support your choice, and I also would have picked the vanilla piece because store-bought cake is its own entire entity of existence and flavor and food experience. And the cake you get at the grocery store is just, you know exactly what to expect from it. And the chocolate frosting from any store-bought cake is shit garbage, and I don't want it. And I want the vanilla cake, and the vanilla frosting is edible, passable, and somewhat flavorful. And the chocolate can just be not good. And I support you. I'm a chocolate. I chocolate week after week. I also would have picked the vanilla. So
And the vanilla side had like jimmies on it and like pieces of candy. And then sidebar, the girl who has my birthday is from Poland, and she makes just this amazing, like the cakes she makes are incredible. They're creative and they're delicious. And I am so lucky to have Margaret, who we call Gosha, because that's like an endearing term in Poland, I guess. So Gosha makes my cakes, and I hope nobody ever gets hired that's between my birthday and her birthday, which is a 5
shout out to Gosha on this podcast.
But also you're just outing yourself that like
Gosha.
you get the dopest cake and that you just get the store-bought cake.
But all right, sorry. There is a theme. So Whoopi Goldberg made me think of Whoopi pie, and then I was like, oh, it's Thanksgiving, so this is pies versus non-pies.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Interesting.
All right, lay it on us, Jen.
All right, let's see. Okay, so Whoopi pie versus ring ding.
We're missing a key for a step here.
What? Oh my god. Chocolate or vanilla?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to give the hosting job to somebody else.
Oh my god, am I gonna get fired?
You're on thin ice, Jen.
Verbal warning.
Okay, wow. Whew. Wow.
I'm sorry, chocolate or vanilla? Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
I think this is the first time anyone's deviated.
Yeah. Okay, Whoopi pie or ring ding?
Are we talking strictly like Drake's Cakes store-bought in the package?
Yes.
I'll go ring ding.
What was the ring ding?
It's dipped in
That's the
chocolate.
little, it looks like a hockey puck, and they come in a package of 2
And
with
it's-
white cream in the
And
middle.
it's dipped in chocolate.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
got like the ganache.
Yeah, ring ding for sure.
If you could call it that.
The Drake's Cake ganache. Yes, I'm going to go ring ding also. Lemon meringue pie or a lemongrass chicken from the Thai place?
I don't think I've ever had a lemon meringue pie, and honestly, I think meringue is kind of bullshit because it's just like whipped up nothing, and it doesn't. I don't know, not for me. So I'm gonna say lemongrass chicken for Thai food, because
I don't have an experience with either of these things whatsoever. So I'll go for the lemongrass chicken, I guess, because meringue is like kind of iffy. Yeah.
Yeah, same. I will pick lemongrass chicken, but I am going to shout out to my favorite crazy Auntie Claire. She would make lemon meringue pies for Thanksgiving, and we all thought it was the greatest thing. Because back when I was a kid, anything dessert was like you were very lucky to get it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But she made really good lemon meringue pie, and she would let us like take the little
the peaks.
fluffs of meringue off the top. Yeah. So. Okay, I'm sorry. Pecan pie or those pretzel caramel pecan things that people make at holidays?
I
You
want,
know
like,
the things I'm talking about,
yes,
right?
I know exactly what
Yeah.
you're talking about. And you know when people like put dashes in between words to insinuate that it's all one phrase? I want like those pretzel caramel things that people make at holidays, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna say pecan pie. So like that was probably the first pie that I came around to, because it's just so approachable, because it's literally just like goop. It's just like delicious goop in pie form. So I'm gonna say pecan pie. I fuck with pecan pie.
I'm gonna do the opposite of a shout out here, and I'm gonna call out Alyssa, because around my sister's allergic to pecans and everything like that. So I've genuinely never had like pecan pie, because it's a holiday thing. I'm not gonna go out of my way to get like a pecan pie. If a pecan pie is served to me, I'd eat it, but it never gets served.
Right, because she's always there during the holidays. Right,
Exactly. So I guess I'll.
Is she okay? Wait, is she allergic to? You're allergic to cashews, right?
No, I was allergic to cashews.
That's what I mean. So is she allergic to cashews?
No.
So she can eat cashews and you can eat pecans, but not vice versa? That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Well, is it like tree nut versus non-tree nut or something?
No, they're both
Like,
tree nuts.
Are they,
No.
are they
Yeah,
both tree nuts?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're
no.
twins with differentiating nut allergies. Can we get a geneticist on the line, please?
Well, I mean-
if anybody out there is like, that's weird. That's so
Here's my thing.
strange.
I technically grew out of my cashew allergy, but also, like, I'm still not gonna eat them because my mouth still gets a little itchy. I ruined Thanksgiving one year because I had never had a cashew before in my life, and then everyone puts out cashews for Thanksgiving, and I was like, oh, I'm about to go in. and then I went in on that Benadryl afterwards. But so I'll go for I guess I'll just go for the what is it? The caramel pretzel pecan things, because I like caramel and pretzels. And I like pecans. I just haven't had them. Like, cause
you can also make those with an M&M instead.
Oh
of the
yeah,
pecan.
no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Then yeah.
It's a Rolo. I mean, we're not brand supported on this podcast, but you can say the word Rolo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've had those.
It's a Rolo.
I've had those before. I just haven't had them with pecans.
Yeah, I've had them with the unwrapped caramels.
Which I like pecans. It's just I don't know. They just aren't in my life.
I will also go with the little things that people make for potlucks at holidays. Pumpkin pie or pumpkin muffin from Dunkin' Donuts?
Pumpkin muffin from Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know why it had to be that specific, but I can taste it in my mouth now that you've said it. I've been having a pretty recent, interesting experience as a New Englander in school. We're doing a project on Dunkin' Donuts, and nobody else is from Massachusetts. I mean, people have been to Dunkin' Donuts, but not with the prevalence of New England, fierce love for Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
And so I'm just suddenly I'm this very go-to person for Dunkin' Donuts culture amongst my peers. And it's very funny, but I'm yeah, my small town has 9 Dunkin' Donuts within a 1 mile radius. And you just said those words, and I literally can feel the texture in my mouth. It's so strange.
You've become the Dunkin' guru, right?
It's not the position I ever thought I would hold, but suddenly it's a hefty crown to wear. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Is that the saying? But I've never eaten a pumpkin pie. I'm gonna out myself. The weird puree in the can kind of skeeves me, and I've never eaten it. But as I've been speaking about Dunkin' for 19 and a half minutes now, I will go with the muffin begrudgingly.
No, I'm in the same boat as you. I have not had a pumpkin pie, and I have no desire to. I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it tastes more like spice than pumpkin. You know how you're oh, pumpkin spice or whatever, but you're really getting it for the spice. You're not tasting any pumpkin. I'm sure it's like that. I mean, someone tell me if I'm wrong, because I haven't freaking had one, but
no, that's one of my huge pet peeves when people are pumpkin spice is not a real thing. I'm you fucking idiot. It's the spices that go into a pumpkin pie. It's nutmegs, cloves, cinnamon, and anise or whatever. Yeah. It's pumpkin spice means pumpkin pie spice. When people try to make the argument, they're stupid white girls and their pumpkin spice latte. That's not a real thing. Get fucking educated on culinary. It just means a medley of fall-based spices. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go with the muffin.
5 spice of the Me Too muffin for the sweep.
Do you want to do some deep breathing after that, Dara?
That's how I know I don't like somebody, is when they start shit talking pumpkin spice on the basis that it doesn't exist. No.
Is that your red flag?
Right, yeah, right. Okay, because I know that pumpkin is not a spice, it's a fucking vegetable. But it's a thing you cook with. It's the thing you make the pie tasty with. I'm getting emotional.
Alright, what's next, Jen?
This is a vehicle for the spice, is what it is. Blueberry pie or blueberry muffin from Dunkin' Donuts?
Oh my god, why are we so on this Dunkin' Donuts? Why are we on this Dunkin' Donuts?
My Aunt Lorraine calls it Dunkies.
Well, everyone calls it Dunkies.
I call it Dunks.
I've never heard someone call it Dunkies before we started talking about Dunkin' Donuts on this podcast.
Really? Back to this group project I'm in, everything, I just title it Donkeys in all caps. Donkeys. I guess I'm just gonna go with the muffin again. I don't know. Maybe I'm pie averse. But I just don't I want my pastry so for example, an apple pie versus an apple crisp, right? Apple crisp is you got the equal ratio of filling to good crunchy shit, whereas I feel pie is a lot of mushy shit in the middle and not a lot of good crunchy shit, and I always want more crunchy shit than mushy shit, if that makes sense.
No, you're so right for that.
And so, for this reason, I will say the muffin, because just a heap of mushy blueberries and sugar is not for me.
I'm riding Dara's bandwagon today. I so agree with you on that one.
I just want to, this is not an anti-pie podcast per se. It's just that certain things about pie are not my tea.
Yeah. Like I like a pie better if it's got a cover on it, you know what I mean? But if it's just like open-faced, it's too much. It's too much filling.
You need more crust.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna take the blueberry muffin also. But when I was a kid, Jordan Marsh had the best blueberry muffins, which ended up becoming Macy's. So like there was a department store bakery where they made the best blueberry muffins. I also really like mini muffins. I love mini muffins.
Those were a go-to as a kid.
Okay, yeah. So ding ding ding, chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry?
Ooh,
I'll have to ask
okay.
you guys first.
Oh, chocolate.
I'm gonna stick with vanilla this week.
Yeah, I'm sticking with vanilla this week too.
Okay, Jen, you fucking traitor.
I took the vanilla cake, Dara.
She's like, I have to live my truth now.
So apple pie, apple crisp, or going apple picking?
Okay, I think apple picking, although it's very fun in the moment, you always end up with way too many apples. No, unless you live in a household of more than, I'm gonna say 5+, you cannot, in one bag. It's like, you're gonna go a family of 5 in one, there's one bag. No, everybody gets a bag because it's fun. And you have 9,000 apples in your house and they all just go to waste, which I know they were gonna go to waste anyways on the ground of the apple orchard. But like, I just feel like as a family, we always went, and then I was like, there's no way we're gonna eat all these apples. You'd have to bake literally 1,000 pies. That's an exaggeration. Like 18 pies to use all. I recently baked an apple crisp because I was feeling it, and it took like 4 apples. Like 4 or 5 apples max. You know, when you apple picking, you get literally 83 apples in a bag. It's just unrealistic. But I'm gonna say apple crisp because as I expressed earlier, I just like the ratio of mushy shit to crunchy shit to be 1-to-1.
See, I understand your dilemma and your issue with apple picking, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna choose apple picking because it's an experience. It's a full experience, and then I get to also have the experience of making myself an apple crisp. And also an apple pie. And the other thing, and the good thing about apples, is that I feel like they're the fruit that goes bad, like, not the quick, I don't know. It doesn't go bad, like, very fast, so you got apples for, like, days, you know what I mean? Also, just fucking pawn off your apples, dude. You not know enough people to, like, give your apples to? You want some fresh apples? I'd be pawning off apples left and right.
Sorry I don't have enough grade school teachers that I'm in contact with that I need to leave a ripe apple on their desk. Jeez.
That's like my breakfast is a piece of cheese and an apple.
Okay, are you from like the medieval times? Sorry, I'm gonna take my burlap sack with my hard cheese and my apple on the road with me.
Listen, I've never been more energized in the morning. I'm just jazzed to be eating an apple and some cheese, dude. What about you, Jen?
I'm gonna go apple crisp. So, key lime pie or a mojito?
A mojito every day, because if you're gonna give me a choice of something that involves booze and something that does not involve booze, I will be choosing the boozy option. And therefore, also, we've discussed key lime pie. Doesn't that involve meringue as well?
No.
I think it's like whipped cream.
No meringue involved.
Fuck it. No. Fuck a whipped cream. I don't know. No, thank you. Mojito.
As much as I like a mojito, I'm gonna have to go with the key lime pie, which I agree with Dara. If it's booze to no booze, 90% of the time I'm gonna choose the booze option. But I'm a bit of a key lime purist, I will not lie. I've been to the Florida Keys and all that stuff, and let me tell you, it's different. It's different down there.
Is it so much better down there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
110%.
What makes it different? Just,
I don't know.
Just
I don't know.
like
I don't know what it is. Love. I don't know. Culture, tradition. I don't know.
Don't you ever use the word culture to describe the state of Florida.
Specifically surrounding key lime pies in the Florida Keys. That's what I'm referring to.
I'm gonna go with key lime pie also. Meat pie or breakfast burger?
Okay, this is a really hard question because those are two things I love, and I never had a meat pie until like Henry's mom makes these like stupid good meat pies, which I didn't really know you like potatoes and meat all together in the pie, like not quite shepherd's pie because that's like a whole different thing, but like it's like literal, I don't know, meat, pork, potato-y goodness in a pie, and it's fucking good. But I do have to go with breakfast burger because that's a thing that if that's on the menu at a restaurant that I'm at, I'm like, I can't not order the breakfast burger because that's my two favorite things, a burger and a fried egg. The best thing in the world, I will say, is when there's a hash brown. Lately, I've been really into putting a hash brown patty in my egg sandwich that I make. But also, like, that goes for burgers as well. Breakfast burger with a hash brown patty and a fried egg. That is just simply the best thing there is.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I am partial to, like, sort of a meat pie. We don't do meat pies, but we do, like, French meat stuffing at Thanksgiving, which is very... It's that Thanksgiving thing. It feels very homey and all that jazz. But yeah, no, something about a breakfast burger. Put a fried egg on it, and I'm all over it. Like, today, watching the Sister Act, I took a page out of Henry's book, when I was up in Syracuse visiting you two. Henry made us these, like, dirty fries kind of thing, you know what I mean? It was, like, pulled pork and just fries and, like, I don't even know, so much other shit, and it was so good. But so I did a breakfast version of that, and I threw a fried egg on it this morning, and it was everything and more that I needed to watch this movie.
It's like the trashy cousin of the hash brown. For sure.
I will also pick the breakfast burger. Although I have had Henry's mom's meat pie, and it is really good.
Shout out to Julie.
Love Julie. Peach pie or peach tree schnapps?
Okay, I've never had a peach pie. Peaches are like a weird thing to me that I just like don't know how to approach them as a concept because I'm not really familiar. An artificial peach really skeeves me, but I will integrate a peach schnapps into a mixed drink. I remember we really fucked around with some peach schnapps during our Holes episode.
That was good. We made, I don't even know what it was, but we made our own cocktail, and it was outstanding.
It was some fucked up shit with some McGillicuddies. If you want to sponsor our podcast, McGillicuddies, I will say your brand name.
I'm a little slut for some McGillicuddies.
But the peach, like, I fucking hate artificial peach, but there's something about that artificial peach that just, it's just right. So I gotta go with the schnapps.
I second that, 110%.
Yeah, me too. Peach tree schnapps for the win. Chocolate cream pie or the really big Hershey Kiss that you buy at the holidays? Like
those are gluttonous and those are fucked up. And as a kid, I was really into them, but honestly, I don't even think I ever finished them. When you would like get us those giant Snickers bars or something, and you're like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever. And then 10 minutes into eating it, you're like, I'm fucking ill. There's never been. And also, I will say, I'm really like a personal preference of mine about like the ratios within my candy bars, like the Reese's, you know, the minis versus the little individual wrapped ones versus the big, like it's really specific. And those huge Reese's peanut butter cups are just fucked. It's just fucking glob of peanut butter. It's not the ratio I want. And I know the Hershey, your specific Hershey Kiss, but no, it's too much. It's too big. I don't want to like hurt my teeth trying to dig. Chocolate cream pie, I don't even give a shit what it is, but like I'm just picking the thing that's not the huge candy bar because I just think it's a fucked concept.
Yeah, no, that feels like a very specific interaction that you had with large candy bars because I never had that. But a Hershey Kiss is just a hunk of chocolate, and a chocolate cream pie is at least a pie, and there's whipped cream and a crust to it. So I'll stick with the chocolate cream pie.
Yeah, I will pick chocolate cream pie for the sweet. Mississippi mud pie or s'mores around the campfire?
What is a Mississippi mud pie?
Oh, it's like an ice cream pie that has coffee and chocolate ice cream in it. It's really good.
Sounds good.
It's like
I was gonna say
it's like a frozen version of a chocolate cream pie, but it definitely has coffee. It's mocha.
Hot.
It's a mocha ice cream pie.
That sounds really good,
good,
but I don't know if I can pick something I've never ate before. So I guess I'll pick s'mores, but like that, I'm intrigued. Sounds good. But I haven't experienced it.
I'm gonna be controversial here, and similarly to Dara, I've never had a Mississippi mud pie, but it sounds really good, and as much as I like the experience of making s'mores, I can eat maybe one s'more. One s'more, maybe like half of another one, and then I'm done. Have you ever been to like, you're like sitting around the campfire, and people are just making s'more after s'more after s'more? I'm like, you're a different breed. Nope, couldn't be me. You're a different breed. I'm scared of you if you can eat more than 2 s'mores. But yeah, so I'll go with Mississippi mud pie, because like s'mores are fine, but it's just, 1, it's work. 2, if I fuck it up, I have to start over, and I'm just gonna be upset. And 3, it's just the payoff is just not that great. Like, it's fine.
True. I'm gonna go mud pie also. Shepherd's pie or tater tots?
Okay.
Easy.
I guess maybe this will be controversial. I don't fuck with shepherd's pie because I've throughout my short life thus far, I've really eased into the concept of my foods touching each other too much. And as a child, it was like my French fries cannot touch the ketchup before I'm ready to make it happen kind of thing. And now, as a person who does eat integrated foods, it is still a lot for me to have all those things mashed together within one conceptual dish, and it just can't, I'm just not there yet. Like, ask me in 10 years and maybe I'll be here for a shepherd's pie. Also, aren't there peas involved? Jen genetically passed down the genetic anti-pea gene to me. I don't eat peas. That shit's fucked. Also, any, like, those vegetables from a bag, the, like, peas, corn, and carrots from a bag are just, I cannot even think about them without feeling a little queasy. Then what was my other option? It was the thing that I love.
Oh, tater tots.
I love tater tots, so I'm gonna pick tater tots.
I'm gonna cry. This felt like so heartfelt and so earnest of a chocolate vanilla from you. Were you a Zoo Pals kid? Did you have those Zoo Pals plates? Yes. And was that your show?
Recently, so I go to school for advertising, and recently we had to talk about what one of our favorite ads of all time was, and I showed the Zoo Pals ad. Oink, oink, Zoo Pals make eating fun. It's in my head 24/7. I can't get it out. It's so good.
Wait, what was the other one called? No, what was the one called that was like a frozen dinner and like you cooked
Kids Cuisine.
Oh,
Kids Cuisine, yes.
I love those
also
bad
so
boys.
Good. Also so
Staple.
good. You microwave it for 6 minutes, and it's a brownie, mac and cheese, and chicken nuggets all in one blue plastic dish. That's why I'm gonna have cancer by 45, because I ate so many of those.
You're welcome.
Dara, did you ever have that experience as someone that couldn't have their food touch? Did you ever have that experience where like your corn, like you opened it up, your corn was in your pudding, and then you just have an aneurysm?
Okay, it's really... I straight up vomited.
I had to pick her up from school because of
Jen had to pick me up from school at lunchtime because that shit happened to me. Like they put the corn and some pieces of corn flew into my pudding, and I straight up just threw up onto my... I was like, it's second grade. I was 6 to defend myself. Yeah, but I vomited everywhere because I was like, that shit's nasty, and Jen had to pick me up. So I have a food touching each other aversion is very true to my being.
My fucking stomach hurts. I haven't stopped laughing for the last 5 minutes. Well, I'm a grown-up, and I don't mind my food touching, and I really love shepherd's pie, so I'm gonna pick shepherd's pie.
So I am gonna have to go with tater tots because it is a recessive gene passed down. Oh my god, I would never eat shepherd's pie. That is just way too much.
Oh my god.
It's the peas.
You don't have to put the peas in.
Oh, no, too much. Too much in one bite.
Alright, next question. I'm not gonna get through the rest of this episode if we don't move on.
Sorry. The next one is the last one. Chicken pot pie or barbecue chicken wings?
Okay. Actually, these are two things I don't really care for. Again, chicken pot pie, I don't really know. It doesn't need to be in that format. But chicken wings, I also have a personal beef with because I don't like my food to touch anywhere outside of my lips while I'm eating it, like ribs. Why does it have to rub on my cheeks while I'm eating it? I don't like it. I want sauce on my face. So I know this is controversial, like boneless wings. It's just a chicken tender. I want to be able to eat my food without it rubbing on my skin. But I'll go with the wings because at least I can kind of civilly pick those apart.
We're just diving into your eating issues today, aren't we?
I know. Shouts out. Everyone has been DMing me about the one comment I made like 8 years ago, many episodes ago, about how I vomited all over my dental hygienist when I was getting braces. And now everyone's going to be in our DMs like, I have food issues too. And you always text me like somebody's in the DMs talking about your weird shit again, Dara. Go respond to them.
I know. I open a DM and I'll be like, I can't respond to this. This is for Dara.
This isn't for me. So if you also have food issues, come hit me up. We'll start a support group.
I'm gonna go with wings. I just really dig wings. I never really got into the chicken pot pie. Like, I'm sure it's fine. Like, but wings for sure.
Yeah, wings all day for me too. But, and that was it. That's our pie. That's our Thanksgiving preview.
Wow, really unpacking a lot here.
I liked this one, Jen.
You always say that. You're so nice to me.
Well, thanks as
Make
always.
Me hungry now.
Thank you for having me. It's so good to talk to you guys.
Oh, always a blast.
As always. Also, just like last week, we had to cut your chocolate or vanilla because the audio got all fucked up, and I'm not that good at. We don't pay anyone to like do anything here for us, so if I can't handle it, it's out the window. So sorry there was no chocolate or vanilla last week, but hopefully this really thorough, deep, and emotional
doubled up
chocolate
this
or vanilla will make up tenfold for last week. So thank you as always for being an amazing host and an amazing guest interim segmentier. Is that a word? But
it is now.
It is now.
And now you're just making me really reflect on my personal food issues as an adult. So thanks for that.
All right, I love you guys. Have an awesome week.
Bye, Jen.
Bye.
I'm gonna throw up. I was laughing too much.
Not Jen making me face my trauma on the pod.
Yeah,
Honestly,
you were worried about getting too intimate with our listeners.
I know, right?
Jen forced your hand.
Honestly, the fact that now everyone knows about my gag reflex braces issue, and then also now like my food touching issues. There's nothing we can't
Listen,
face,
it's all right.
So.
It's all right. You threw up when you were like 6, like in your school cafeteria. You saw me throw up on like the school cafeteria table when we were like 15.
Oh, we had a friend who was super into mayonnaise. Not gonna get into it, but he fully slurped a packet of mayonnaise, and Emily said, "Nope, this is not for me."
I didn't fully throw up, but whatever I was eating was in my hands.
In your mouth.
I feel like, do we... How can I even get back into the Sister Act after that?
Okay, well, this is like a hard transition, but I do want to talk about how, like, not necessarily related to the movie, but Whoopi Goldberg is an EGOT winner.
Oh, yeah.
So,
as she should be.
EGOT means Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. And it's basically, like, those are the 4 big award shows in America, at least, for, like, if you're in the entertainment industry. So, like, Emmys is for TV, Grammys are for music, Oscars are for movies, and Tonys are for musicals. And so, if you can get, like, one in each, you're called an EGOT winner. I believe there are only 16 in the history
that sounds right.
Ever. It's pretty interesting. Whoopi Goldberg is the only African-American woman to ever... I think there are maybe only 3 or 4 people of color who've ever done it. Fucked up, but as the industry is shitty and history prevails. But so I think she's the only Black woman who's ever been an EGOT. Correct me if I'm wrong, but...
What did she win for, like, each? You know what I mean?
So, I might get this wrong, but so the Emmy... it's a lot of stuff for her, like comedy, like pre-recorded comedy albums.
Hold on. Let me Google.
So the Oscar is for Ghost.
Uh-huh.
The Grammy is for some like recorded comedy album she did, because there's a section of the Grammys that's for like spoken word like comedy albums. The Tony, she was a producer on, it's called like My Name is Martha or some shit like that. And then
Thoroughly Modern Millie.
Thoroughly Modern Millie. Exactly as I just said. What did I say? My Name is Margaret. So she was a producer for the Tony, a Ghost for the Oscar, a spoken comedy album for the Grammy, and then the Emmy is certainly not The View.
No, it was something like hold on, I'm like reading half of an article right now. It was for it's like a daytime Emmy for like Beyond Tara or some shit like that. I don't know.
Oh, okay, yes, that makes sense, because there was a time where people were contesting that the daytime Emmys do not count for an EGOT, which is just simply not the case. But so Whoopi Goldberg is an EGOT winner, and I did want to bring up, this is just like, I don't know, this has nothing to do with the movie, but it's just something to talk about, is my personal, like, two favorite, so my favorite EGOT winner is Whoopi Goldberg, because
of course.
Whoopi Goldberg's amazing. But then there's Alan Menken, who is potentially one of my favorite, just like the things he has created in this world are perhaps the most impactful to me ever. And if you don't know who he is, he composed all the music for The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Pocahontas, Tangled, etc. Like basically a lot of the quintessential Disney soundtracks are Alan Menken. So he has an EGOT. But I wanted to bring up Robert Lopez is probably my favorite EGOT. As I was going through this, I thought it was fucking hilarious. So he has like the Tony, because he wrote some of the music for Avenue Q and Book of Mormon, which is like stunning, amazing. He got the Oscar for Best Song for Let It Go from Frozen. But I love that he got the Emmy for the music category because he wrote the fucking music in that show, The Wonder Pets.
Oh,
Wonder Pets, Wonder Pets, we're on our way.
that's what like cements you. That like, imagine that being the one thing that like cements you into like getting your fucking EGOT is the goddamn Wonder Pets.
This is just, it cracked me up so much that I was going through all the EGOT winners just out of personal curiosity, and this guy, it was like fully like Book of Mormon, Avenue Q, Let It Go from Frozen, like so iconic, but it's like, yeah, the thing that did it was like the Wonder Pets. It just goes to show that the small menial acts we do in life may turn out to be the most significant. If any of you don't know Wonder Pets, it's like this, I'm not gonna say it's shit garbage, but it's just like this like weird, it's like this weird kids show. I don't even think it's on anymore. It was like a hamster, a duck, and like a guinea pig, and they solved crime or something. I don't know. But it goes to show that awards don't really mean anything, because, well, they do and they don't in a lot of ways. I don't know.
It's a gray area.
But weird transition, because that was just a thing that I was thinking about. Also, as a fun fact, also now I'm just like started reading off my sheet, but so Bette Midler was obviously on the project pretty early, and then she was like, I don't think people are gonna really like be receptive to like me being a nun, so she kind of took a step back, and she said it's like one of her biggest regrets because she really loves the movie, and she was a producer on it, and she's like, damn, like that was a big mistake that I stepped down
also
from
it
that.
wouldn't have been the same movie. It was Bette Midler versus Whoopi. It just wouldn't have been the same.
Right? Yeah. No, totally.
Like Bette, the reason you love the movie is because you're not in it.
In it, yeah. But she took a step back, but originally the script, her name was supposed to be Terry.
Ew.
So Dolores Van Cartier was originally Terry Van Cartier, and they signed on Whoopi, and Whoopi's like, okay, I have some notes. And Whoopi was like, first off, Terry, no way. I've always wanted to be a Dolores. So that's what we're doing. And they were like, okay, I guess.
Sure, whatever.
So Whoopi like, walked up in there.
Like, weird request, but all right.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, Whoopi's like, I'm just not a Terry, I'm more of a Dolores. And they were like, okay. Sure. So I love that Whoopi just really asserting her ground. But also, I know that Whoopi found a lot of the dialogue in the script to be like very clunky and unnatural, so she personally asked Carrie Fisher to join the project. Yeah, she was like, come help me fix this. And so Carrie Fisher rewrote a ton of the dialogue for her character, because she was with Disney at that time, obviously post Star Wars, all that, and so she was doing a lot of writing stuff. I know she wrote for like Hook, the movie Hook, and that one with Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler. She wrote for a ton of like crazy successful
I love her
movies
so much.
because rest in fucking peace.
Yeah,
but
no, that's just one of those things that now I'm gonna love the movie just so much more.
Yeah, because she went in and she was like, I'm gonna make this dialogue like less shitty for you, Whoopi, because like this is just how people talk to each other.
I just want a quick tangent. If anyone is looking for a book to read or is just like in love with Carrie Fisher, definitely read like literally any of her memoirs. I read like 2, like they're the fastest books I've ever read in my life because they're just so good and she's just comes right off the page. But anyways, sorry. Back to Sister Act. I love that. I love that she wrote for this.
Yeah. I think I don't like, correct me if I'm wrong, but anybody out there, but I think Whoopi was like, hey girl, you gotta help me with this. She's like, I'm here on this movie and this script, it's rough.
Yeah.
Like, come join the team. And there's this whole thing where Carrie Fisher was like, this is a pissing contest we're getting into with people who have actual dicks. So like, get ready to like.
I love it.
Like, if we're gonna try to change shit, we gotta do it.
But here's
hard.
the thing is,
and Whoopi was like,
if anyone's gonna fucking take on that challenge and win, it's gonna be Whoopi Goldberg and Carrie Fisher. Jesus Christ.
Right.
Ugh.
Like, yeah, power duo. So yeah, that's why this movie, so good. When you know, chef's kiss. I'm trying to get back into like, okay, honestly, the only thing I can hyperfixate on right now is the fact that, you know, in every stereotypical like chase scene, somebody runs through a kitchen.
Every time. I love that they like did the chase scene in the beginning when she's running away from like what's it?
And then they did it again.
But with 30 nuns, with a whole gaggle of nuns. And it was just so good. Oh my god. Brilliant. This is probably my favorite chase scene in any movie. And I love like the Bond films and all that shit, like Indiana Jones, all that jazz. No. If there's not nuns, I don't care.
Honestly, like, I love the nuns, but my favorite part is that the mob guys are also Catholic. And so that's what's holding up this chase scene, is that they feel super weird about killing nuns because they're also Catholic, like, or like Christians.
It's so good.
Is that whole aspect is like, you know, just in case if you were wondering, the mob guys also feeling a little weirdly religious right now.
I love that Whoopi's whole defense, like once she gets taken, is she goes full nun mode. And that's the only thing. Yeah.
She slips into prayer. They're like, fuck, we can't kill a nun. And Harvey Keitel's like, she's in just a nun outfit. And they're like, nah, dude, it's believable. And then all the other nuns are like, no, she's a nun. Like, shut the fuck up. She's a fucking nun. And if you kill her, you're going to hell.
It's just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
No, but I just love, like, that stupid, like, knocking over everyone in the kitchen, which, like, as anyone who's ever worked, like, a minimum wage food service job just knows that, like, if somebody ran through you, like...
Someone's dying. Someone's gonna die.
Are you kidding me? Like, are you fucking kidding me? And it happens in this movie twice. Literally twice. Fucking Whoopi Goldberg is bustling through a large kitchen environment trying to get away from someone who's trying to murder her. I just can't help but be like, I cannot believe they implored this trope not once but twice.
Dude, and I
love that for them.
Unapologetically, and that's what's so great.
No, I do love how the first chase scene kind of like mirrors
it sets the scene.
You're like, oh, I've seen this before, but it's totally different.
But now there's nuns.
Right? Okay, so I guess we should I was just about to ask you who your favorite nun is, but we're gonna kind of segue into our regularly scheduled programming here, because I think this will all be
I think I've already talked about who my favorite nun is, but all right.
Truthfully. But so, do we want to start with...
Well, here's my thing. Kind of hard. Are we allowed to talk about which nun we'd fuck?
Right. Is that weird? But like...
But I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yes, and also... Yeah. Like, I am pulling Sister Mary Roberts from the convent into her full realized lesbian
exactly
adulthood. Like, it just has to be done. But,
someone had to do it.
I guess fuck, marry, kill. I think it is simply obvious. I will be marrying Whoopi Goldberg. There's no doubt in my mind that Dolores Van Cartier is my wife, and I will be here for her through thick and thin. Who am I going to fuck? Sister Mary Roberts. She simply needs it. She's like a junior nun.
Exactly.
She's like a nun intern, right? She doesn't have the full habit. She's like halfway there, and I just think we can pull her out before it's too late. And then who am I going to kill? I guess I'm gonna kill.
Wait. Are we doing like our big three right now?
Oh, I was gonna say who
I'd say Sister Mary Patrick. And then Sister Mary Patrick is the other like big
Oh, I don't want to kill her. But I guess I'm gonna have to. Yeah. So bye.
I'm on the exact same wave with you. Obviously, I'm gonna marry Dolores. For same exact reasons. Yeah, Sister Mary Robert, you're gonna fuck her and like send her on her way, kind of thing, like out into the world. Be like, go. What do they say in church? Like, go forth and spread the good word of like the Lord. But it's like. Spread the good word of like the queers. And then I as much as I love Sister Mary Patrick, she's just too much for me. She's just a lot. She's really bubbly. She's really shiny and zesty and all that shit. And I love her, but it's just not for me. So like, gun to my head, I turn and I point that gun to her head because I can't. But.
And then, honestly, I was gonna say for the whole, because I was like popping off about the whole movie, is like truly, I know I've spoken my high praises of FBI agent Eddie Souther, but he simply does not make my cut, because I will still be marrying Whoopi, fucking Sister Mary Roberts, because I just think she just needs it. And then who am I gonna, I mean, like, honestly, I don't think I could kill Harvey Keitel.
I've got a great answer.
Because who are you gonna kill? The Pope?
That's what I said. I'm gonna kill the Pope. I'm gonna kill the Pope strictly for the drama of it.
Okay, do you know, this is really interesting actually, is that guy who plays the Pope in this movie, so he was like a real estate broker, and people were always like, dude, you look like John Paul III, or like whatever the fucking Pope's name was at that time. They're like, dude, you look just like the Pope. And he was like, I guess. So he started to like go to movie auditions to be like, hey, your movie needs a Pope, I'll be the Pope. And he's portrayed that Pope in like, I think something crazy like 15 movies. Just he doesn't do anything else in the acting world, but he just is the Pope in any movie that needs a Pope. From like in the 90s, like the late 80s through the 90s, any movie that needed a Pope, this guy, they were like, he's unclockable. He's unclockably the Pope. And so it's just funny if you go look up his like IMDb, it's just like Pope John Paul III 19 different times.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much.
Because you only see him from like a 3/4 angle for like a minute. It's like he shows up to set for like a day,
and he's
a day
good.
at most.
He's solid.
If you know your historic or celebrity lookalike, just really capitalize on it, I guess.
Fair enough. So who are you killing?
Yeah, I guess we're both. I guess I'll kill the Pope.
Yeah.
I guess I'll kill.
Are we gonna go in on this and both kill the Pope together?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be a heist situation with the two of us, and it's gonna have to be a straight to DVD movie release about our heist to kill the Pope.
Okay, so we're both killing the Pope. I am also gonna have to agree with you that I'm gonna marry Dolores. It's like the only right answer. You know what I mean? Yeah. We'd open our own club together. I would bartend. She'd be on stage. It'd be great. I'd buy her as many mink coats as she'd want. And then, hot take. I'm gonna fuck Mother Superior. Again for the...
no, I get it. I get it.
For the drama of it, but also, in my head, she had her calling late into her life. Definitely not like an early thing. Like, I know Sister Mary Robert was sitting there. She's like, yeah, I've always known I was going to be a nun. No, she did not know. She had no idea. She, like, went to law school kind of thing, you know what I mean? She had a whole life before this. And you know what?
She was ripping lines of cocaine on the strippers' asses.
Exactly.
And then at like 53, she was like, you know what? Fuck this shit.
Exactly.
Nunnery.
No, it gives me American Horror Story Asylum vibes. You know how like Jessica Lange's character, like she was like so fucked and then she was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna join the convent kind of thing. That is Mother Superior in this movie to me. And you know what I know she's gonna be? A good ass time. So I'm gonna fuck Mother Superior. Also, that's just gonna be a power trip.
You're right. I respect you for it. I simply could not handle it in the way you could. So as far as food and beverage, like in reality, I don't think I did anything particularly interesting, but I will say my suggestion. So I think an obvious upfront is ice cream. They do have that nice scene where all of them eat the ice cream together. Like like whoever you're with, watching this movie alone, like run it, comfort movie. But I think this movie is best watched in good company. And so like get an entire pint of Ben and Jerry's for yourself. Like everybody gets a fucking thing of ice cream for their own devourment. And I think that would be nice. And then my secondary option is like you do some sort of thing based off of the body of Christ. So you do like a red wine, like the blood of Jesus, and then you do like maybe like a nice crostini with like
you are on my same wavelength here, boss. Because I was sitting there,
that
like you said, they eat the only things they really eat in this movie are pretty much
slop,
like slop and ice cream. But it is implied that Dolores takes a tomato to eat for herself later. I said, okay, I can work with this. The Pope's in this movie. He's an Italian figure. Tomatoes, an Italian staple. I think you go Italian, and I think you make yourself a nice, like, bruschetta, however the fuck you want to say it, doesn't matter to me. Obviously, you've got the tomato from the movie, you've got the bread, the body of Christ, and then you just get some basil, because who doesn't love some basil? And I think you run it with, like, a nice bruschetta.
Genius. And like a little balsamic drizzle.
Do something like that. Get some prosciutto. Just like... I'm not going to tell you to make a charcuterie board. That's not what I'm doing here. But if you wanted to get like a block of Parmesan for yourself as well, I'm not going to tell you no. And also, and similarly to what you were saying, Dara, go like really, really Catholic with it and everything like that. Go for the wine. I'm always happy to give out the wine suggestion on this podcast, but I think you make it a little fun. I think you make it a little bubbly. Whatever wine you got, make it a wine spritzer. Just spice it up a little bit. Because, listen, the regular wine, for the nuns. Whatever. Elevated wine spritzer, that's for these nuns. That's for Whoopi. That's for her girls and her chorus.
Amazing. I think this is perhaps some of our most inspired answers.
Thank you.
Date.
I watched this movie like this morning so that I would have like a couple of hours to like sit there and think about it during work. So this is I thought about this. I meditated on this food answer.
And so I'll say, as far as what do you watch next, is that
I've got it right off the bat.
I have a few things. Okay, you can go first because I have a handful of loose marbles.
I had like 2 loose marbles like when I was brainstorming, and whenever I brainstorm for this, I just go through my Letterboxd watches, and I'm like, what could I do? If you want to stay on a religious track, but jump on a different train, watch Shiva Baby. This movie is very relaxing, very fun. If you want to make the jump to high stress and just...
I think you have to watch Shiva Baby first, so that your blood pressure is at a fucking max, and then you cool down.
Yes, I think you're right,
because that movie makes me clench
every part of my body. Yeah. Other than that, again on the religious track, there's that movie Yes God Yes. I don't know if you've seen it. It's with Natalia Dyer. Came out a handful of years ago. It's about like Christian camp or some shit like that, and everyone's horny teenagers and everything. Like, wasn't like an outstanding movie, but I enjoyed it, and it was pretty funny. But the one that just really sunk it for me is, so I decided to make the leap. I was like, okay, this director, couldn't tell you his name right now. I forgot to write it down. But I looked at his portfolio and what he's done. And this is one of my favorite movies, Sister Act. It's one of my comfort movies. And he directed my other, like, top-tier comfort movie, which is Dirty Dancing.
Adam's Family.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yes, of course! The Addams Family.
No.
That was a hard guess. My bad.
Where did you get the Addams Family?
Out my ass. I don't know. And I said it with confidence too. Oh, Dirty Dancing, what a good one.
That's just a movie that I love so much. And as much as this is a comfort movie for me, I could be having the worst day of my life. And I'll put on Dirty Dancing and it'll make it better. And so I'm gonna, if you wanna be like me, if you wanna really channel, me, you watch this movie and then you watch Dirty Dancing.
I will say, to give a touch of insight, I don't know, into our friendship.
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
I think a very pivotal moment for our friendship, I think. We were freshmen in high school, so we were
14,
like,
15.
15. And yeah, and so we hung out and we're like, we're gonna do a thing where like, I'm gonna show you my favorite movie and you're gonna show me your favorite movie. And you made me watch Dirty Dancing and I made you watch Kill Bill.
It's so funny because now, like, literally sitting right behind me on my wall is a giant poster of Beatrix Kiddo from fucking Kill Bill, because that has since become one of my other favorite movies. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's like my top 5, but it's definitely.
And you made me watch Dirty Dancing, and I said, "What the fucking hell is this?"
And then I said the exact same thing about Kill Bill.
Yeah. But no, I love that for us. I think those are great answers. My handful of marbles that
unleash
I'm about
them.
to scatter around. Okay, so like first, very obviously, this makes me want to watch other Whoopi movies, right? So immediately I'm just like Ghost, Rat Race, The Color Purple, like just all of Whoopi's highlights. This makes me just like, oh, I'm such in a good, appreciative Whoopi mood. Watch another Whoopi movie. Easy. That's one. Yes, one and done. But then I have this playlist. You can make like playlists of movies on Letterboxd, and I got a little too specifically into it for a period of time, and I would try to come up with the most weirdly specific connections of movies that I could find, and there were only 2. There were only 2 that I ever found that fell into this. Please tell me if there's another, but it was called Undercover at the Convent. And so, Whoopi is pretending to be a nun at this convent, yes, and then in one of my favorite movies of all time, The Little Hours. If you haven't seen it, please go watch The Little Hours. Like, just fucking hilarious, amazing, comedic genius. What's his name? Alison Brie's husband.
Franco. Which one? Not Dave.
Yeah.
It is Dave.
Dave.
Oh, yeah, Dave.
Dave Franco. Dave Franco goes, like, undercover at this convent pretending to be a deaf mute so he doesn't get, like, tracked down by the Imperial Army. I don't know. The only 2 movies I've ever experienced where somebody has to be undercover.
This feels like the 5th
convent,
time we've recommended fucking The Little Hours.
Right.
We're gonna have to cover it.
At this point, if you haven't gone... if you haven't watched The Little Hours, it's so good. But so, like, Undercover at the Convent, that's definitely a mood and a vibe. And then... what was my other one? Probably one of my favorite documentaries of all time. Jesus Camp. If you're in a religious mood, it's like fucked. It's about like evangelical Christians, how they send their kids off to like not learn about science and stuff like that. It's honestly kind of comical, but also I think it was made in like sometime in the mid 2000s, so it's a little outdated, but one of my favorite. I love to like put it on to really gauge people's reactions to it, to know if we can be friends or not, you know? Like, let's watch Jesus Camp, and if they're like cracking up with me, then I know we're cool. But yeah, Jesus Camp, it was on Netflix for a long time. I can't tell you right now if it is or isn't still on Netflix, but one of my faves, I don't know, I feel like there's another, like, weird specific, like, where people run through kitchens or something like that.
You can have a whole list of movies just for that.
Right. Oh! I know what it was. It was people who are also under some sort of undercover, who come in and inspire the masses towards music.
Oh,
School of Rock.
That's good. That's really good.
So Jack Black posing as a substitute teacher, inspiring children to be rock stars. Whoopi Goldberg posing as a nun, inspiring these nuns to do Motown. I think it's 1-to-1.
That's really good. I really like that for you.
So those are my handful of Marvel suggestions for this movie. And then what would you rate it out of 10? I'm gonna give it an 8.
8. Exactly.
Solid 8.
Perfect.
Yep.
On the nose. Like you saw me on Letterboxd because I rated it 4 out of 5 stars today.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies I love it with all of my heart. Is it the greatest movie? No, but that doesn't matter. It's my favorite.
But does it tick my boxes? Yes, it ticks my boxes for sure. So also, if you're a fan of Sister Act, keep your eyeballs peeled because literally every single week for the past fucking 9 months, we've been like, ooh, new merch, we're teasing new merch, maybe, and then we've never actually done it, but now we're actually gonna do it. So pretty soon we will be on social media, we'll let you guys know once it's officially dropped. We're just waiting for some samples to come back to make sure they're not shit garbage. But I used to hand make all of our shit because small time podcast probs. But now we've paired with a not production company, but a place that's gonna manufacture our shit for us, so we can actually get real t-shirts, sweatshirts, tote bags, cool shit. So pretty soon we're gonna be releasing a ton of merch, and one of them is Sister Act.
Keep your eyes peeled.
So just. Yeah, keep your eyes peeled for some really fucking cool Sister Act tote baggery. Some tote baggery. We'll probably fully announce it by the next episode. But yeah, you heard it here first, folks. And we love Whoopi Goldberg here on the pod. Honestly, we have no idea what we're gonna do next week because it's fuck it November. So you
let
know
us
as much
know.
as we do. So yeah, right. We probably want to do at least one viewer suggested. So if you want to slide in with your last minute, hey, I'm really into the movie Shrek. Well, yeah, so is everyone else. But at least now somebody said it,
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't think anyone's ever recommended Shrek to us.
I think it's just because it's
True.
a given. I think it's just simply known that it must.
We'll get there.
It must be done. Maybe someday. But so thank you so much for listening. We love all of you. All of our links to social media are in the description below. And what's I want to say
No, do it.
Boys,
No, say it with your chest,
quote.
Dara.
I don't know the wording, but it's we found the leak. Book 'em, boys. All right. Oh, and also, by the way, not to end on such a magnificent quote, but we wanted to make sure, a couple weeks ago we said on our Rocky Horror episode, which was Halloween, we said send us your Halloween costume to get entered in the giveaway, and then we also kind of forgot about it and never posted anything about it because we are busy. But anybody who, by their own decorum, sent us photos or descriptions or whatever of their Halloween costume, you all win. You all win, because honestly, everything anyone sent us was fucking great. So everything you sent us, was really I loved it. It was
shout
amazing.
out to that one person that dressed up as,
so
I think it was Amy March for Halloween. I really liked that one.
Oh, so good. Yeah, everyone who did their Halloween costumes and sent them to us, you'll be getting some free merch. So everyone's a winner this month. We love Halloween. Ookie spooky kooky. We're all winners here. So we just wanted to little announce that at the end.
Thanks so much for sending them.
Forgot to do it.
We enjoyed
earlier,
them.
But and yeah, and anyone who's a new listener, make sure keep your eyes, ears peeled, I guess, for we do a giveaway literally every single month. We try to give away free merch to people who respond to our shit. So we'll usually, the third episode of every month, we'll ask a little question, and if you respond to it, we just draw a winner randomly, and we like to send you free stuff because we appreciate you. So, yes, we love you all with our whole hearts. And if you were a nun who did not know how to sing, and if I were Whoopi Goldberg, theoretically, I would teach you how to sing, probably. So goodbye and good night.